Greetings, everyone. It's Pastor Matt from Friendship Church with a devotional thought for this week. This last Sunday in our sermon, we looked at a man named Ahab, who was the richest man in Israel. He was the king. He had more property and more money than anyone else in the nation. And yet we saw that he had a problem with coveting. He wanted more than he had. He had more than anyone else, and yet he still wanted more than he already had. And we acknowledge that there is a temptation for all of us towards coveting, to think that we'll be okay if we just get a little bit more and a little bit more in our life. We also want to recognize that God has built in a remedy for coveting. Something that can help us with this problem of coveting that takes place in our heart, and that remedy is giving thanks or thanksgiving. God says in Ephesians 5:20, "Give thanks always for everything to God the Father in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ." In 1 Thessalonians 5:18, he says, give thanks in everything. We're to give thanks at all times and in everything. And that is God's remedy for covetousness in our life. It's a matter of where we're going to focus. We can either focus our hearts and our minds on the things that we don't have, that perhaps other people do, and long for those things. Oh, if I just had those things that I don't have. Or we can focus our hearts and our minds on the things that we do have and that God has blessed us with, and giving thanks for what He has given to us. And where we choose to focus makes all the difference in our life and the kind of life we're going to live and in the joy that we're going to have in life. Are we going to live focused on what we don't have, coveting those things? Well, I'd just be happy if I had a little more, if I just had what they had. Or will we be people of thanksgiving, focusing instead on all that God has given to us and giving thanks for those things? As the Thanksgiving holiday approaches, I want to encourage all of us to be people who are focusing our hearts and minds on the blessings that God has given to us rather than the things that we don't have, and being people of intentional thanksgiving. Our minds and hearts giving thanks to God for what He has done and what He has given to us. Let me encourage you right now to just pause and give a little bit of thanks to God as we wrap up this devotional.